Putrajaya has instructed banking institutions that have been recording substantial profits to help low-income earners through their CSR programs. Deputy Minister of Finance 1, Datuk Sri Ahmad Maslan, told the Dewan Rakyat that the directive was issued by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, who is also the Finance Minister. He noted that the government has not imposed any windfall tax on banks, which remained profitable during the pandemic period, and that these institutions will be assisting the B40 group via social initiatives. Details will be announced possibly during Anwar's winding-up speech for the policy stage of the revised Budget 2023 debate later this week. On the impact of higher interest rates on the B40, Ahmad said not all borrowers within this segment are affected by the increase in the key interest rate. This is because the increase in monthly installments only involves loans with floating interest rates. He said fixed rate loans constituted 50.3% or 6.4 million accounts of the total loan accounts in the household sector as at December 2022. Among low-income borrowers or those earning less than 5,000 ringgit per month, an estimated 54.8% or 3.5 million accounts are based on fixed interest rates. The ringgit is said to be poised for a reprieve after its worst monthly performance since late 2016. This as China's reopening heralds more tourist arrivals and bolsters exports, said a Bloomberg report. DBS Group Holdings, Barclays and RBC Capital Markets see the ringgit staying around the current level of 4.45 by the end of June this year. Quoting Elvin Tan, head of Asia FX strategy at RBC, the report said the impact of China's reopening in terms of tourism arrivals and trade will be felt more keenly by the middle of the year, helping support the ringgit. Additionally, he expects the pressure on emerging market currencies to ease as the US Federal Reserve inches closer to the end of its rate hike cycle. The ringgit is also seen as a beneficiary from Malaysia's strong trade links to the Republic, while Bank Negara Malaysia's policy decision this Thursday will be on the radar for currency traders. A Bloomberg survey of 16 analysts so far shows 9 expecting the central bank to hold rates at 2.75%, while the rest see a quarter-point hike. The Federal Court has rescheduled to June 14th the hearing of appeals by Datuk Sri Najib Razak and his son Datuk Muhammad Nasifuddin Najib regarding summary judgments against the duo over their income tax arrears. The new date was fixed during case management today. The Inland Revenue Board is claiming unpaid taxes of 1.69 billion ringgit from the former Prime Minister and 37.64 million ringgit from Muhammad Nasifuddin. Summary judgments were entered against them by 2 separate high courts and subsequently upheld by the Court of Appeal in October 2021. The duo then turned to the Federal Court, which granted leave to them both to hear the full merits of their appeals. They were also granted a stay of the summary judgments pending the disposal of their appeals to the Apex Court. The appeals will focus on 9 questions of law pertaining to income tax, which their lawyer first posed to the Federal Court. Economy Minister Muhammad Rafizi Ramli says Malaysia should focus on producing alternative energy sources such as biomass, ammonia and hydrogen in order to fulfill the nation's energy needs in the coming years. He believes that the focus on these alternative energies will match the advantages of the economy as well as the geography and expertise that Malaysia has. Rafizi said the country should cut its dependence on gas and export the commodity to generate national income. Speaking at a media briefing today, he said talks have been held in the initial stage to speed up the usage of biomass technology, especially in the farming ecosystem. He added the expertise Malaysia has in oil and gas production does not differ much from working on a petrochemical plant to produce hydrogen. He said to ensure hydrogen can be a well-received source in the wider market, the country needs to build that market and sign long-term contracts with hydrogen buyers. According to Rafizi, demand for hydrogen is high now, For example, in countries like Singapore and Japan, the Ministry of Economy is planning to finalise and present the energy transition roadmap within 3 months. This would entail translating the national energy policy into energy transition projects, which will be led by large, medium and small companies. Theta Edge says it has participated in the request for proposal issued by the Minister of Finance Inc. or MoF Inc. to acquire a 70% stake in transit acquirer. Theta Edge, which is 30% owned by Lembaga Tabung Haji, confirmed this in its filing today upon due inquiry with its board of directors, its substantial shareholders and all such persons reasonably familiar with the matter. This follows a report by the Edge Weekly, which said that the ICT service provider is acquiring transit acquirer, citing people privy to the matter. It has not entered into any definitive agreement for the deal. Transit Acquirer is a special purpose vehicle formed by MoF Inc. in 2015 to undertake the integrated common payment system of all Klang Valley public transport systems that are operated by Prasarana Malaysia. A winning bidder will have to fork out 400 million ringgit to acquire the stake and another 400 million ringgit as capex for the payment system, the Weekly said, citing a source who put in a bid for the tender. It said it will make the necessary announcements as and when there is any material development on the matter. Last February, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, who was then opposition leader, reportedly questioned Putrajaya regarding the development of the integrated cashless payment system, on which Transit Acquirer had spent hundreds of millions of ringgit. At the time, he also challenged the company's 400 million ringgit valuation based on the tender document. Shares of Theta Edge settled 3.68% up at 70.5 cents, giving it a market capitalisation of 83.17 million ringgit.